What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about AMC, GME as well as the broader market. So today AMC was down for 10.28% for the day. It had a high of $11.39. The average volume on AMC is around 49.27 million, but today's volume was around 37.53 million. Definitely the volume was a slight bit higher than yesterday's volume, but still we are not getting any kind of a significant upward momentum coming into AMC as well as GME. Today what we experienced in the overall broader market was just a complete joke, that a company called Snap came out and they said that they might not have a strong guidance and they might even miss the earnings for their next quarter. Just by one company, the overall broader market was dragged down. Now I personally believe this was a complete manipulation that was done by the market maker, because Snap didn't had its earning yesterday, neither it had anything to do with the overall broader market. It just out of nowhere, just during a normal week, the CEO of the company came out and said that they might miss the earnings, which created a big panic in overall broader market. Now I personally believe we might have found the bottom. We might experience some sort of a upward momentum coming into the overall broader market as well as AMC as well as GME. Now let's come over to the GME. GME was down for 7.26% for the day. It had a high of $94.20. The average volume on GameStop is around 4.45 million, but today's volume was around 2.21 million. Now we have the GameStop earnings happening on the June 1st, and every time we go through the earnings, it's a mess, just because that the GameStop is not able to bring in the perfect revenue, and the market maker are literally waiting for it to have any kind of a bad news towards the stock, and they're gonna short it down as low prices as they can because they want to shake off the retail investor. GameStop was the only stock which is actually holding some value to it. This stock was around almost $4 just before 2021, and then it ran up to almost $500, which sent a big shockwave throughout the stock market. Now if the earnings is a miss again, most likely the stock is going to go down again back to $70 or $75. But if there is a beat, I'm pretty sure the GameStop is going to have some sort of aggressive momentum coming to the upside into the stock. Now let's come over to the Amazon. Now Amazon is having its stock split, which is a very good buying opportunities for the new retail investors, because the current price of the Amazon is around $2,082, which not many retail investors can afford. Once it goes down to $110 after the stock split, a lot of retail investors will jump into it, and most likely we're going to have a pretty solid run in Amazon. But the thing comes down again to the overall broader market. If the overall broader market is not experiencing a little bit of uptrend, it would be very hard for Amazon to have any kind of a significant upward momentum. Now I personally believe we have gotten bottom and we might experience some green days from here onwards, but you never know. If a company like Snap can just come out and say that they are going to miss the revenue for the next quarter, and that can send down the overall broader market, so anything can happen. Now let's come over to the SPY. The SPY was down for 0.76% for the day. It had a high of $395.15. Now the SPY was quite a bit down early in the morning. It was around $385, and then it bounced back. This is the second bounce that we are getting from that range, and towards the end of the day we had some buying pressure coming into the SPY. Now there is no good news regarding the stock market right now. We still have the COVID, we have a monkeypox as well, we still have the war going on, which can create a lot of stress all over the world, just in terms of the food crisis, the economical damage that the world is going to suffer from that war. And the Fed is again aggressively increasing their interest rate, which can create more fear into the market. Now today we had the housing numbers coming out, and which was a clear cut miss, and it indicates that we might be getting into a recession very soon. The sales of the new home went down significantly. Now let's come over to the options for the AMC. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now these two whales came in and they are all betting towards the downside. They are betting $1.3 million and one is betting $1.7 million. They're buying a leap put option, which indicates that they are pretty confident that the AMC is going to keep going down from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium and see, all of them are onto the downside. These $80 put options with 240 days expiration indicates a lot of downtrend towards the AMC. Now these investors, most likely these are the institute, those who are betting that the AMC will keep going down from here onwards. There was hardly any call buying that was happening in AMC, and each and every individual investors, they are all betting that the AMC will keep going down from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium a little bit more and see exactly what the mini retail is doing, the retail is also on to the downside, and they are all betting that the AMC will gonna keep going down from here onwards. But I personally believe we might experience some sort of a uptrend coming into the AMC. These individuals are basically buying a leap option. Even if the AMC goes up quite significantly, they still have enough time on them to recover their money. Rest, we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now let's come over to the options flow for the GameStop. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Majority of them are on to the downside. The rest, I can say very clearly, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the GameStop. AMC is definitely giving some sort of indication towards the downside, but in GameStop, there is nothing major coming out of the options flow. Now I bring down the premium a little bit and see what exactly the mini whales are doing. Again, the mini whales are also on to the downside. They are pretty confident in buying these puts and confirming that the GME might keep going down from here onwards. These $80 put that came in a line with the 51 days expiration indicates that a lot of individual investors are still pretty confident that the GME is going to keep going down from here onwards. Now let's come over to the SPY. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. All of these whales were onto the downside, and they are all betting a huge amount of money. This was $17.4 million dollars. This was $21.6 million dollars. This was $10.4 million dollars. And they are all buying put options. That means they are betting that this pie will keep going down from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the mini whales are doing, majority of them are onto the downside, and they are buying pretty heavy contracts, 15,000 contracts for these $400 put options. They are paying $17.4 million dollars, and one is paying $21.6 million dollars. They are all betting that this pie will keep going down from here onwards. They are not expecting any kind of a uptrend coming into the overall broader market, but just in my personal opinion, I personally believe we might have found a bottom and we might go up from here onwards. But we never know, the kind of news can come out of any company and which can create a significant amount of fear in the market, which is a very scary scenario right now. But I personally believe we might go up from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium a little bit more further, I can see very clearly that there were quite a bit of call buying that was happening right at the market close, and they are pretty confident that we might have found a bottom. Though these call options are not too much to indicate any directions, but there are some investors out there, those who are betting that this pie will keep going up from here onwards. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the SPY. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.